Welcome back, or here for the first time. This is my parlor today. I have a little parlor area where I like to do readings. And today I'm going to be sharing my most disheveled decks. This is a hashtag that was started by Anna at Astral Lady Tarot. And my first deck is the Mythic Tarot. I was gifted this deck in late 1990. It's my first deck that I ever received, and it is definitely disheveled, well used, well loved. I wanted a tarot deck long before I received this one, but I was told that I had to wait, had to be gifted to me, or it wouldn't have the magic. And I wasn't allowed to ask for one or tell anyone that I wanted one. It had to just come to me on its own. And it did. But I had to wait until my 19th birthday. I had pretty much given up altogether that I would ever receive one. I was on a national tour as a ballet dancer, and the conductor, who I didn't know very well, actually, he was a small gathering for my birthday, and this was his gift to me, the Mythic Tarot. As a young girl, I remember I was quite interested in the story of Cupid and Psyche. And their story is what the cups are based on in this deck, with some other mythology stories as well. It's a fun deck. So this was my first deck, and I received it 30 years ago-ish. Here's the book. Falling apart. Has to be fixed. Little glue on the spine there. What did I underline? Oh my goodness, I don't even know. Vision of the future, intellectual striving, ideal of perfection, indomitable spirit, the sun. So that's my first tarot, but I would say my most used tarot deck was a Rider-Waite-Smith deck that I, now in retrospect, may have gifted. I definitely gifted it to a good friend of mine, but I had two of them, and the second one I attempted to modify and ruined the deck. Well, it's a very, very small version of it, but those Dalmatian spots, I remember that well. really use this, but yeah, so square deck. I thought there might be a way to use it based on directions, but this is the remnants of one of my old Rider-Waite-Smith decks. The other one a friend of mine has, and it, I believe, yeah, has lots of writing on it. Not too long ago, maybe a year ago, I found a Rider-Waite-Smith. It's an old one that doesn't have the copyright, like from the 1970s. And I got it for a good price because it is quite disheveled. I rebacked it because this deck has like dents in it and ink stains, burn marks. It has everything. It's like an oracle within an oracle. Look at that dent mark there. So this rebacking is protecting the deck, but it has that amazing paper feel. The reason I wanted to find an old Rider-Waite-Smith deck is because my very first tarot reading was when I was around 4 years old, and it did affect the rest of my life. Tarot has the power to do that, especially on a young mind. Plays heavily in the story of my life, which I'm writing. So this deck is quite disheveled. Some of the cards have stains. Let me see. Yes. This card means a lot to me, as well as the Tower card, based on that first reading. My first oracle deck, the Goddess Oracle. This is by Amy Sophia Marashinsky and Harana Janto. And I've had this one for many, many years as well. I think I purchased the Oracle before I was gifted my tarot deck. So I probably had this from around age 18, maybe? When was it made? Let me see what the copyright is. No, I'm wrong. 1997. Wow, okay. So I haven't had this one as long. I Probably bought it in 1998 or 1999. I also have the Brian Froud's fairy deck. That was one of my first ones as well. But I didn't use it as much as this one. This one's had quite a bit of use, although it still looks to be in pretty good condition. Yeah. So that's the Goddess Oracle. I have a few Thoth decks. This one I trimmed and edged. It's a smaller size. And it is a greenie, actually. I didn't realize that it was a greenie before I trimmed it. So before it was like a thing, I guess. I don't know. I didn't even realize it was a greenie, but a mini greenie. And it's still in pretty good condition. I haven't used the Thoth deck quite as much as my experience with the Rider-Waite, but I do have a history with the Thoth deck as well that really starts, I would say, in 1999, so a bit later, around the time that I came in contact with my twin flame. Perhaps the false flame. I don't know for sure yet. But gosh, the star card keeps popping in. May the stars align for us, yes. This is another one that is just cut down to the artwork. And there's something about the Thoth that is so it just feels powerful. So this one too, my Thoths are in pretty good condition. But I've had them many years. Now these bags I've been showing you are inspired by these two bags. I made a very expensive purchase to acquire these out-of-print decks. Solera Occulto Tarot. They've been rebacked. And Oracle deck. These came to me in kind of a disheveled condition. There's a bend in them, and I'm going to be using these decks quite a bit, so they will be disheveled. Powerful images. But see, this has a little crease in it. That one does too. Let me show you the tarot deck. So the woman I purchased these from makes these bags, but she doesn't sell them. They're felt bags, and of course a tarot deck should be in a felt bag, wouldn't you agree? A magical bag. So that's why I made these, and I had to do a bit of investigating to figure out how to do it, but it isn't that hard, honestly. If you can sew a pair of point shoes, you can do it. This one I also added a web with a spider. Here's the tarot deck. So these are my disheveled decks, and I hope you enjoyed seeing them. I will share how I make a bag. I know Kelly Bear makes bags similar to this. Her bags are gorgeous. I don't own one of those, but it's in there a little crooked. But I plan to make more, and I will share how I do that with you if you're interested. Okay. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you, Anna, for creating this tag.